Good evening. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to put on today's video, and I've been watching a lot of news and press reports and different things coming from all sorts of sources. And one thing that really sparked me was this push for science right now. And a lot of the answers that they're giving, the responsible answers, the knowledgeable answers are, we don't know. And that's perfectly fine. Science is all about following a procedure, following a method, doing it the correct way, and until we can, we have to responsibly answer, I don't know. So for the same way that if you ask me a question in class that I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know, but I'll look it up, I'll research it. A doctor I heard this morning talk about trying to answer questions for people, and there's a lot of misinformation right now, or at least not peer-tested information. And that's a term that came up a couple times today, is peer-reviewed. So this process of the scientific method involves someone coming up with a hypothesis, testing it, getting a lot of data, then presenting that to the population, the peers, the other doctors, the other researchers, the other scientists, to then verify that data. So when the medical community comes out with information, we can be very confident that it's reliable. And when it's not the standard answer from the medical community, we have to be skeptical. We read things on Facebook, on the internet, on Instagram or TikTok, and we hear about things that may or may not be true. One that I heard today was that a common pain reliever, ibuprofen, is not good for COVID-19. It can exacerbate it. And they said instead, have acetaminophen. And the doctor said, that may be true. There is some evidence that suggests that that may be a logical hypothesis and that may be a logical statement. But right now, we don't know. So that is not something we can rely on. Sadly, today there was a death by somebody who was watching TV and they heard of a possible treatment, an at-home treatment for COVID-19. This family, this husband and wife, took a chemical that sounded like this possible treatment. Turns out, as you remember from chemistry class last year, just because it has some of the similar ingredients doesn't mean it's the same thing. We learned that H2O, water, H2O2 is hydrogen peroxide. One is necessary for life, one will kill you. O2 is the oxygen we breathe. O3 is ozone, acts very differently. And this chemical, this drug, in correct drug form, was maybe something that could help with this. It's used to treat malaria, and it might be something suitable for this. Well, this husband and wife found the same name in what ended up being fertilizer, and they took this, and unfortunately the husband died. So as we are daily hearing new things, I want you to remember to check your sources. Just because you hear it from a couple different places doesn't mean it's reliable if all of those sources are not reliable. Be skeptical. Trust reliable sources, but verify. Look for data that is peer-reviewed, the same way that in class we talk about multiple trials. In a year or 2 or 3, we're going to know everything there is to know about the coronavirus, COVID-19. But right now, the data is questionable. So the science advice for today is to learn as much as you can, but be skeptical and be careful with any conclusions you draw, as this information is continually coming and being tested every day, and every new information is valuable. So until tomorrow, stay safe.